also in court today, and all the 5 accused persons are also present, with the A1 appearing via Zoom, and then the 4 accused are present in the dock. PW12 is in court and we are ready to proceed. My Lord, he has taken oath twice, so I don't think we need to take oath again.
He's just reminded that
Yeah,
he's under oath.
much obliged.
Are you still using this? Should I give them back to him?
No, sir. One of us.
And then this, give it back to you. You can keep it. I can keep it. You can. In the picture, let me take your name. I forget it. Number 25.
It's 2053. What about my papers?
You're still on oath.
If it pleases my Lord, for the record, Ellison Karuhanda. Continuing with the cross-examination. When we ended yesterday, we had looked at the OSAC study, right? The OSAC standards.
You had introduced it to me.
Yes. And we had read clause 4.1. Right?
I can read it to quote it.
We had read it.
I don't recall, but
Okay, you can read it again.
so that is 4.1, significance and use. Gunshot residue, GSR examination is generally conducted to determine if an individual has discharged a firearm, was in close proximity to a discharged firearm, or came into contact with an object having gunshot residues on its surface. Traditional GSR analysis has relied upon the detection of inorganic GSR primarily originating from ammunition primer, that is the PGSR. However, OGSR provides information that complements PGSR analysis. This standard practice of using forensic laboratories desiring to supplement PGSR analysis with OGSR analysis is to identify surfaces exposed to gunshot residue.
So, you can confirm that what they call PGSR is primer gunshot residue.
Yes, that is primer PGSR.
And that's the same as inorganic GSR.
Yes, that's true.
GSR is gunshot residue for the interpreter. And that is a test for lead, barium, and antimony.
That's true.
test for lead, barium, and antimony, right?
That's true.
And OSAC is saying that an OGSR test only supplements an inorganic gunshot residue test, right?
The way OSAC says here that the practice is for used forensic laboratory desiring to supplement. It does not say only.
Desiring to supplement.
Yes, it's different from only supplements, what you're putting to put.
So any lab which wants to supplement.
Yes.
Yeah? What about however? When it says however, read the sentence however.
Just give me a minute. Yes, however, OGSR provides information that complements PGSR analysis.
Okay, so let me change the question. OGSR complements IGSR, according to this, right?
According to this, PGSR and OGSR complement each other.
No, I think it says OGSR provides information that complements PGSR, right?
That's the same.
So that's your understanding?
Yes. PGSR
So
and OGSR complement each other.
Let's get your answer slowly. It is your understanding that the sentence OGSR provides information that complements PGSR means that they both complement each other.
If they desire to be done, they should be complementary. That's actually what is here.
And in this case, did you use IGSR to complement your OGSR test?
I didn't.
OGSR provides information that is used to complement
PGSR, where they mean what he has been calling IGSR. The same thing.
That is what the OSAC standard is saying.
Yes.
And the witness disagrees.
No, the witness's interpretation is that it's saying that they both complement each other.
Hello, what I'm saying is that PGSR and OGSR complement each other, depending on what is the foundation for your lab. Whatever I do in addition to what you have done is complementary to what you've done primarily.
Okay, but traditionally, gunshot residue analysis has relied upon the detection of inorganic gunshot residue, right?
That's a traditional approach.
So the answer is yes.
It's a traditional approach that has
So
been
the answer
used.
is yes.
Yes.
I want us to go to clause 6.2. Under apparatus. And I just want you to focus on.
Why don't I read it to quote?
Read it all.
So 6 apparatus, 6.1, gas
6.2.
6.2. Liquid chromatography, mass spectrometry, that is LCMS. A liquid chromatograph LC using a reverse phase column and pump system, providing a gradient of at least 2 solvents, small column diameters, low flow rates for high sensitivity, coupled to a mass spectrometer with electrospray ionization or atmospheric pressure chemical ionization, APCI, ion source, working in positive and negative ion mode. Mass analyzers with high resolution and mass accuracy with mass measurements to the 4th decimal place are recommended, e.g. time of flight and triple quadruple.
Now, you recognize that method, correct?
I recognize the method.
And it's the one you used?
No.
Pardon?
No.
With electrospray ionization or atmospheric pressure chemical ionization. So there are 2 ways you can, at least 2 ways you can do ionization,
Maybe
right?
to make it clear to court, this is not what I used, but you can proceed.
No, according to your evidence.
According
to your evidence
according to
yesterday,
my evidence,
you used APCI.
I use APCI and I use LC, MS, MS. What we are discussing here is LC,
No,
MS.
I'm talking about APCI.
You can proceed.
According to your evidence, you used APCI.
I use APCI.
And according to this, is another method called ESI, right?
I also use ESI.
In this case, what did you use?
Our machine has a dualist.
So in this case, what did you use?
It has APCI and ESI.
So what did you use?
We use APCI.
Now, if you go to your methodology, is it written there
That?
you use APCI?
In which methodology?
The one in your report.
No.
Now, just to be clear, it was your evidence that you received these samples as blind samples on the 10th.
The 10th of November.
10th of November, right?
Yes.
And they came from the ballistics lab, right?
Correct.
And on your part, you cannot account for where the ballistics lab got them from.
Come again.
On your part, you cannot tell us where the ballistics lab got them from.
I don't know the origin of the samples.
I don't know the origin. From police to ballistics, you have no idea how they were kept, where they were kept, and who brought them.
I just received them at my lab.
Okay, go to 8.2. Read it.
8 procedures 8.2 preservation of OGSR samples.
Read.
8.21
8.21, yes.
samples open brackets, swabs, adhesive lifts, and vacuum filters should be stored in airtight containers. Immediately reduce possible loss due to evaporation. Samples should be stored at 0 degrees or less to maximize preservation.
You cannot explain how they were stored before they came to you, right?
That is not within my area of work.
Yes. And if they were collected on the 2nd of November and given to you on the 10th, you can't account for those 8 days, right?
I just received them on the 10th.
Thank you. Go to paragraph 9 on page 6.
Nine.
9.
I'm not 9, quality control.
Heading is quality control, right?
Yes.
Just hold there. And it provides that what? Minimum what?
Minimum quality assurance protocols.
Must do what?
That's 9.1. Under 9.1 is 9.11.
Okay.
Stop.
Minimum quality assurance protocols.
I'm reading 9.11.
Yes.
Establish protocol to control optimum instrument calibration.
To do what?
To confirm optimum instrument calibration and parameters on a twin basis.
It was your evidence that you did not actually, first of all, did you provide this court with a protocol on the protocol to confirm optimum instrument calibration?
It's available in our publication.
Did you provide this court with a protocol?
I gave it in the publication.
This is a publication. Your lab is supposed to have quality control? Is it your evidence that the quality control manual of your lab is a publication on organic soil samples in Amuru? You're under oath.
That's not a quality control manual.
This is talking about quality control protocols of your lab, right?
Quality control protocols refers to steps taken.
Just hold on. Is this talking about the quality control protocols that are documented by your lab?
This one talks about minimum quality assurance protocols.
Those are the quality assurance protocols required in your lab.
Yes. Quality assurance protocols.
Just to be clear, is it your evidence that the minimum quality assurance protocols required in your lab are contained in a Gulu University study on soil samples in Amuru?
Minimum quality assurance studies are indicated. The steps for quality assurance.
For your lab, he's asking the ones for your lab, which you used in ensuring that these samples.
They are not.
So, what can you talk about the quality control protocols of your lab?
It is listed here. That's what I was reading to quote.
But he asked that in your lab, you have quality control protocols.
Yes, we do.
And did you provide them to court?
No, I didn't.
So there is no evidence in this court that you actually have them, right?
Sorry?
There is no evidence in this court that you actually have quality control protocols, right?
I don't get your question.
Is there evidence before this court that you actually have quality control protocols?
And that's why I'm here, to explain that we have quality control protocols.
But have you provided any document to this
I have
court?
not provided.
You have not provided. I want to wind up with also with two questions. The first one is I want you to go to 10.1.
10.10.
What is 10, first of all?
10 is data analysis.
Data analysis. Does that mean the analysis of the data from the results of your test?
It means the analysis of data.
Okay? It does mean the analysis of data. Fair enough. 10.1.1.
10.1, identification. 10.1.1. Right?
Yes.
The following minimum criteria must be used when making chemical compound identification.
So this is the criteria that must be used before you can tell us you have found NNBP, BPA, and all that stuff, right?
This is what they are setting here. But
yes, my question.
This is the minimum.
Yes,
yes.
This is the minimum. So wait, before you continue. This is the minimum criteria that must be used when making chemical compound identification, right? And chemical compound identification is the identification of the compounds in your analytical notes, right?
My analytical notes?
The compounds in your analytical notes on your report. This table.
Yes. And what's the question?
The chemical compound identification means the identification of these compounds.
Yes. What's the question?
The question was the chemical identification. The chemical compound identification means the identification of the compounds listed in table 3 of his report. And his answer was yes.
Table 3?
Page 3.
I think
paragraph 3.
First, let's go slowly. 10.1.1, you said provides minimum criteria for identification of chemical compounds.
Yes.
And you said yes.
Yes.
Yes. According to OSA.
He didn't add that.
The next.
Next.
He said yes according to this.
Much of this.
I'm the one who has added OSA. I've assumed that this means OSA.
Yes, much obliged.
And the next question?
Yes. The next one was for him to tell us what the chemical compounds are. The chemical compounds you need to identify.
According to
When you do chemical compound identification,
Yes.
we're talking about the compounds that are contained in your report at paragraph 4.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? Is that yes?
Chemical compounds, yes, you're right.
So chemical compound identification is what you did in paragraph 4.
No, it refers to the compounds in paragraph 4.
So what is meaning is that the compounds we identified are listed in paragraph 4.
So
Yes.
chemical compound identification is what you use to produce paragraph 4.
Chemical compound identification
Yes.
is what is part of analysis, data analysis, to say which compounds have been detected and which have not been detected.
So chemical
Compound identification
in relation to your report
is
what you did.
is for the data analysis to show which compounds were detected.
Okay.
The analysis of the data that is generated from the machine to say which compounds were detected in a particular test item.
So chemical compound identification is the data analysis
Yes.
that resulted
Into-
in your findings.
Yes, my lord.
Much obliged, my lord. Thank you. So, read for us the minimum criteria in 10.1.1.
10.1.1, the following minimum criteria must be used when making chemical compound identifications. 10.1.1.1, the analytical scheme must include at least 2 techniques: gas chromatography, mass spectrometry, or liquid chromatography, mass spectrometry.
The analytical scheme must include at least 2 techniques. Can you confirm that in this case you used only 1 technique?
We used orthogonal analysis, which is 2 techniques.
Can you confirm?
We
that
used
in
2
this-
techniques.
Show us in your report here. Go to your report methodology.
Can you give me my report? I don't have it here.
Prosecution can give it to you. Yeah, it's your witness. Give him your witness. Kindly. Can you please give him your witness? Stop calling.
Now you have joined. Mr. Chumwevas, you have joined Mr. Karuha. I thought you were quiet. Okay, on a light note, seriously, let us calm down.
Methodology.
Yes.
Methodology.
So in our methodology, the analysis of gunshot, that is paragraph 2.
Yes.
The analysis of gunshot residues on the liquid chromatography tandem mass spectrometry analytical system.
So you use the liquid chromatography?
Liquid chromatography is one technique, and mass spectrometry is another technique.
Yeah, but read the sentence in 10.1.
The sentence in 10.1 says, 10.1.1.1.
Yes.
It says, the analytical scheme.
Slowly, the
Yes.
analytical scheme.
The analytical scheme
Uh-huh.
must include
Must include
at least
at least
2 techniques.
2 techniques.
2 techniques.
And it gives 2 examples,
2
right?
examples.
One example is,
One, gas chromatography,
uh-huh.
one technique. Mass spectrometry, another technique.
No.
That's it.
Gas chromatography mass spectrometry
Or
liquid chromatography mass spectrometry.
Read it. You have it in the paper.
Yes.
The analytical scheme.
I want to
I'm
put
reading it to you.
I want to put it to you.
Let me read it to you,
Let
counsel.
me first put it to you.
My lord, I wish to read it to counsel.
Let me first put the question.
What are you saying?
Yes.
That it says it must include at least 2 techniques.
2 techniques.
Read the document.
Yes. One is gas chromatography, mass spectrometry. Those are 2 techniques.
That's one.
And then
Those are 2 techniques.
Gas chromatography,
Mass spectrometry. Those are 2 techniques.
That's one technique.
2 techniques.
No, let him explain.
Yes. My lord.
He's saying that those are. You're saying there are 2
There are 2
techniques.
techniques.
He's saying that it's
one.
one technique. Please explain to us the difference between that.
So, gas chromatography is a technique. So gas chromatography is a technique that separates compounds, and you get an output which is retention time. Hyphenating mass spectrometry to gas chromatography or liquid chromatography is an extra technique. You can use mass spectrometry without liquid chromatography or gas chromatography. That's why mass spectrometry is the highest end of identification. It is called hyphenation. When a mass spectrometer is hyphenated to GC or LC, those are two techniques. And this one actually refers to liquid chromatography, mass spectrometry. Ours is high-end liquid chromatography, mass spectrometry. Almost three techniques.
Okay, that's according to you.
That's it.
Now, I want to suggest to you
Please.
that the clear meaning of the language in this sentence, you must use two techniques, at least two techniques.
Yes.
Gas chromatography, mass spectrometry, or liquid chromatography, mass
But you've
spectrometry.
just read it, and that is it.
Okay.
Oh, not
So
and.
we shall let that document speak for itself.
It is all not
Now, I
and.
want to go to the next one.
Please.
10.1.1.2.
10.1.1.2. Should I?
Laboratories shall do what?
Laboratories
Mm-hmm.
shall establish acceptance criteria.
Laboratories shall establish acceptance criteria.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
For each technique
For each technique,
used
mm-hmm,
based upon validation data
based upon validation data, mm-hmm,
and include measurement uncertainty
and include measurement uncertainty limits.
if quantitative analysis is being performed.
And in this case, you did not perform a quantitative analysis.
I did not perform a quantitative analysis.
You also did not provide any validation data.
The validation data is available in our publication.
You did not provide any validation data as a laboratory.
What do you mean by laboratory?
Validation data written by your laboratory.
But I am part of the laboratory. That's who wrote the paper.
Not everything you write is a publication of the lab. Establish acceptance criteria, which technique based upon validation data. My question was, your laboratory has not provided to this court any validation data.
And my response was, this data in our publication was made in our laboratory, and it passed acceptance criteria in our laboratory.
No.
As affiliation, I'm listed there from the Directorate of Forensic Services. Have you?
You are so excited to read it. Listen. Now, read the disclaimer.
Disclaimer. This document has been developed by the Gunshot Residue Subcommittee of the Organization of Scientific Area Committee, OSAC.
So this document has been developed by the Gunshot Residue Subcommittee of the Organization of Scientific Area Committees.
OSAC.
Uh-huh.
For forensic science, through a consensus process.
For forensic science, through a consensus process.
And the right in italic, proposed for further development.
And proposed for
Standard Development Organization, SDO.
So it's proposed for further development through a standard development organization. Continue.
This document is being made available so that forensic science practices.
This document was developed.
This document was developed with input from experts in a broad array of forensic science disciplines, as well as scientific research, measurement science, statistics, law, and policy.
Okay. Now, so this document was developed with input from experts in a broad array of scientific comments on this proposal during the open comment period administered by ACTM International. And ACTM is the American Society for Testing and Materials.
If I get chance, I'll submit it's prepared by the Gunshot Residue Subcommittee of Organization of Scientific Area Committee.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Okay. This disclaimer does not say that the science contained in this document is unreliable, right?
The disclaimer says that this document is reliable for further development.
Yeah, but does it say that the science contained in this document